Do you know how the 1% travel? The answer is simple. They fly in style. No waiting lines, no boarding passes, and most especially, no dull moments. From CEOs to literal kings, we're here to give you a tour of the top 10 most expensive private jets in the entire world. We're Deluxe Living and we're here to give you a taste of how the 1% live. Like this video, click subscribe, and hit the notification bell so we can keep you posted on all things Deluxe and more. Now sit in an upright position and buckle up your seatbelt because it's time for this top 10 list to take off. Number 10. The Gulfstream III. This private jet was just like any other jet that 12 people can ride up until writer, actor, and director Tyler Perry bought the aircraft. For normal people like us, owning a private jet is already a dream, but after spending $65 million on this huge purchase, the celebrity decided it still wasn't enough for him. This is when Tyler Perry had one grand idea. He had one heck of a vision of what this jet was going to be. The celebrity ended up spending another $60 million on constructing a jet interior that would be any Hollywood star dream ride. It now looks like a movie theater in the sky, housing a 42-inch LED television screen connected to many DVD players so you can watch anything your heart desires, even if it's one of Tyler Perry's many mediocre films. On top of what Perry spent on buying and refurbishing the jet, it also cost about $2 million to fly the aircraft with 200 hours in 1 year. Don't worry, if you can't shell out some cash to buy yourself one, you can always rent the aircraft at a whopping $6,200 per hour of flight. However, luxury is not the only mark this jet has made in the world. Back in 2012, it was also remembered as a jet that brought Whitney Houston's body to New Jersey from California after her tragic demise. Number 9. The Boeing 747 AIIP. No wonder this jet has a VIP in its name. It's owned by a very important person, Joseph Lau, who enjoys all the relaxing amenities this gorgeous plane has to offer simply by himself. Do you know how much space he has on this jet? The aircraft is hypothetically large enough to fly up to 400 passengers, almost as many passengers as a commercial flight could have, but because of its luxurious design, it could only fit up to 30 passengers in one flight. In this plane, you wouldn't have to sit through all the babies crying and toddlers kicking the back of your seat. This jet has gigantic sleeping quarters, conference rooms, and entertainment center. It also boasts one-of-a-kind technology that makes sure you experience turbulence-free relaxation the entire flight. Now you may be wondering, how much would you have to spend for a flight like that? Believe it or not, Joseph Lau actually spent $153 million just to build the private jet his luxurious lifestyle called for. Number 8. The Boeing 767-30000. With this jet, you're surely going to feel like one of the most powerful people in the world just by stepping on board. The private jet has incredible flying capacity. It can fly you at a surprising speed of 528 miles an hour and as high as 43,000 feet off the ground. Russian billionaire Roman Abramovich had this plane crafted to take as many as 30 of his friends in business to wherever they need to be. When they're on this plane, they can enjoy bedrooms so exclusive and a banquet hall so elegant that they look like they were designed for royalty. The business-savvy personality also integrated an office into the aircraft, just to make sure he had a place to earn more cash regardless of where he was. Maybe he's looking to make more money because this aircraft cost him about $120 million to $170 million. As they say, money truly does make the Boeing 767-30000 fly around the world. These millionaires really take work to everything they do. If you had a private jet, what would you rather do with it? Would you work in an office too? Comment your thoughts down below. Number 7. The Boeing 7878 BBJ. This jet has no owner yet, so you may be interested in buying it. Let's talk about what you could be enjoying if you could purchase this one. This aircraft white dominant color scheme is just one part of what gives you a luxurious flight. The rest of that comes in all the amenities it has to offer. You can sit in comfortable lounge chairs and even drink celebratory wine in its open bar after a hard day's work. When you're bored, you can turn on the 55-inch flat-screen TV and watch absolutely any movie you want from any and all streaming services. When you're the owner of this plane, you don't need to cramp yourself into a tiny chair to sleep. you can't just enter its incredible master's bedroom that only has 50 decibels of noise, no matter what happens outside the plane. So it looks like you're interested in buying it. Great, it'll be just about $225 million. Well, luxury truly is luxury. Number 6. The Boeing 747-430. With the previous entries on this list, we said the jets looked like they were made for royalty. For this one, it was actually made for royalty. The Sultan of Brunei doesn't just go on any plane. He rides his very own luxury private jet that's one of the most expensive jets in the entire world. To accommodate his lifestyle among the 1%, he purchased a jet at $133 million, but he just knew that he needed more than what the plane could already offer. His Majesty used another $133 million of his fortune to create a jet made for a king. You'll forget all about the money he spent once you see the design he envisioned. Almost everything from the decorations to the master's bedroom and even the bathrooms were gold. These days, being royalty doesn't just mean you wear gold on your head in the form of a crown. It means you even brush your teeth at a golden sink. You probably had enough of Boeing planes, so here's a different one. Number 5. The Airbus A340300. What makes it even more unique is how it's not just a plane of luxury. It's also a plane of security. It is known to be one of the most innovative jets in the world because modern technology makes it more secure than other private jets. This technological wonder was created thanks to Alisher Usmanov, a billionaire who spent $238 million in buying the plane, then deciding a little bit more was needed to make it as luxurious as it should be. By a little bit more, we mean improvements worth about $200 million more. The jet was named Burkan to commemorate Usmanov's father in the most grandiose way possible in Russia. Rumor has it that President Putin has frequently flown in this aircraft because of how fancy yet secure the plane is. As much as want to show you the wonders of what this plane looks like on the inside, Usmanov leaves it to where imagination is no one except those who board the plane are allowed to see what's inside it. People sometimes say that it includes a private nightclub where you can party thousands of feet off the ground, but of course, why would we be surprised? That's just what life is like when you live deluxe. We were just kidding, by the way. It's not over just yet. We still have a couple more Boeing planes in this countdown. Number 4. Boeing 747-8 Intercontinental BBJ. This is just like the Boeing 787-8 BBJ, except much bigger. This plane has an enormous 800 square feet of space, which is larger than the biggest housing units of busy cities like New York. You may be wondering, what do you use with that much space in a plane? Well, you live large. That's what you do. It's beautifully furnished with room for anything you could ever think of doing on a plane. There's the living room big enough for your entire family, a master's bedroom for when you want to live fancy all on your own, and even has some more bathrooms than the average American home. When you are a millionaire, obviously you have to have an office, right? This office could probably fit an entire pool if the engineer wanted to place it there. But no, you'd probably be thrown around by turbulence. We actually think having an office was a smart choice. If you want to live as large as this jet, you just have to pay a small fee of $403 million. Easy, right? Before we bring in the top 3 most expensive private jets in the whole world, we want to know that's a lot of money to spend on anything, right? Let us know in the comments how you would spend $403 million. Would it be on a plane too, or something else? Now let's get back to the video. Number 3. The Airbus A380 Custom. When we were little kids, I know we all wanted to live in a palace and live a life fit for royalty, and now we're thinking that there's one thing better than that. A palace in the sky. Saudi Arabian prince and businessman Al-Walid bin Talal Al Saud spent about $500 million on this jet, and we don't think that made a dent in his bank account at all. This luxury haven caters to the needs of prince and princesses, as nothing in this plane is one bit dull. From partying to relaxing, nothing is off limits in this aircraft. There's a private concert hall for artists to host exclusive parties for a guest filled with royal family members. When you need to sit down or lie down, you can be sure that the furniture you use was made by the best in the business. After partying and socializing, even a prince gets tired, so the jet has a classy Turkish bath for you to unwind in. Us normal people have to worry about whether we lock the garage after leaving for a vacation, but royalty doesn't have to worry. The jet comes with a grand garage in the air for the prince to take any of his expensive cars with him wherever he goes. All of those amusing amenities may already seem like the best part of this jet, but they aren't. The best part is how the prince makes space for everything important, and most especially, his religion. All seats are rotatable so that anyone who rides the plane can turn their seat to the direction of the Mecca when it's time to pray. If you want to rent an Airbus A380 Custom, it might just cost you $37,150 per hour in the air. Number 2. The Boeing 7477 Refit. This jet isn't something you just fly in, it's something you want to live in. The less of a plane and more of a 5-star hotel, really. From the seats to the entertainment systems, being in this jet gives you the power to do anything you want to disconnect from life's responsibilities and just enjoy luxury. All the furniture pieces on this plane are spacious and were crafted by the world's most expensive designers just for this plane. Seats are made of leather and further made luxurious by world-class wooden accents around the interior of the plane. You can kill time just by sitting around, drinking or reading in designated lounging areas, or better yet, watch your favorite movie on one of the many big flat-screen TVs they've got on board. How much would you have to pay for this experience? Get ready, here it comes! Almost there. You would have to spend a whopping $617 US. You may be wondering who has enough money to buy a private jet like that. Well, we don't know, nobody does. The owner of this plane has remained anonymous for years, so could you just imagine what hidden gems might be in this plane that we don't even know about? Number 1. A plane that you actually paid for. Kind of. If you're from America, just know that part of your tax money is going to Air Force One, the United States government's designated private plane. This plane wasn't made with gold sinks or custom-made furniture, so why is it so expensive? Unlike the other jets mentioned, this one was made using the US government's trade secrets and keeping government officials safe when traveling. This jet is one of a kind because the technology used to make it was specifically to protect representatives of the US government. This jet can protect you from almost any threat. It has so many settings, it can make you feel in control of anything that could happen to you on board. Because of how the US government invested in this plane, it ended up costing more than important and secured buildings in Washington, D.C. Wow, that's one heck of a security system, right? $600 million was spent to make it, but what's even more shocking is how $4 billion is what it would cost to replace a technologically innovative aircraft. That's it, the top 10 most expensive and luxurious private jets in the world. Thanks for flying with us. Like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any deluxe moment with us.